Okay, so my only out here is to attack with Aang, and they just block, right? Oh, you don't? No block? Are we serious? Waterbend? Oh, I can't believe they didn't block. Welcome, friends and opponents, to Head Games Arena. My name is Jet. We are back in Standard today with a fantastically janky list built around legends from all over the multiverse, and by that, of course, I mean we are playing Everybody Joins Up, which is a Bant list, technically 4-color, built around this card, Kellan Joins Up. Green, a white, and a blue for a legendary enchantment. When Kellan Joins Up enters, you may exile a non-land card with mana value 3 or less from your hand. It becomes plotted, which means you can cast it later as a sorcery for free. Whenever a legendary creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So we are playing all legendary creatures in this list from all over the multiverse, and that first half of this card allows us to cheat on cards like Miles Morales from the Spider-Man set. We're going to talk about some new cards here in a minute, but this is the heartbeat of the deck. On the front side, it's a 1/2, it puts a counter on up to 2 creatures, but the back side is a 6 mana 4/3 with first strike and haste. When it attacks, you double the number of counters on each creature you control, technically each spider and each legendary creature, but that covers our whole deck. It also has camouflage for 2 generic to put a counter on Ultimate Spider-Man and give it hexproof and colorless till end of turn. So the trick here is we play Kellan Joins Up, plot Miles Morales, and then on turn 4 we are swinging with Ultimate Spider-Man because it has haste. So we're plotting, we're casting the back side of the card with plot, and we are able to do this with any of the superheroes that have the 2 sides. So we're also running 1 copy of Bruce Banner and the Incredible Hulk. If you get Bruce down early in the game, or if it's in your hand and you plot it, you can play the Incredible Hulk on the other side, for cheaper than you should be able to play it with. 2 copies of Jennifer Walters or the Sensational She-Hulk, very much the same thing. If you plot it, you get this 6 mana 6/6 very early on, and then a couple of copies of King T'Challa or the Black Panther. Same with Aang, we're going to cheat those. We're going to cheat the backside of this card into play ahead of curve. We can also accomplish this with airbending. Any of these creatures gets airbent, you can cast the back half for that same 2 generic mana. So we've got 2 copies of Airbender Ascension, 4 full copies of Aang Swift Savior, because it really is the synergistic glue that holds this deck together, because it allows us to airbend our own targets if we want to cheat them back into play, but it also, most importantly, allows us to interact with what our opponents are doing, and it's just an instant speed legend that triggers Kellan Joins Up and puts counters on all of our creatures. To round out the rest of the deck, we got a couple of interactive pieces, couple copies of Snakeskin Veil, which puts a counter on a creature and gives it hexproof, couple copies of Seam Rip to deal with pesky things early in the game. Really, this is here for authority of the consoles, and a couple of other really pesky pieces. 2 copies of of Get Lost, and then, of course, Aang is also an interactive spell. As far as the rest of the legends go, Zac Fair down here at the bottom, which also gets a counter and then can give a creature indestructible and move its counters, which is very relevant. 2 copies of Spectacular Spider-Man, which is another instant speed legend that gives us counters if Kellan Joins Up is in play. 2 copies of Peter Parker. Putting this extra spider in play when it enters is uniquely beneficial in this meta, because sometimes having chump blockers is really, really important. 1 copy of Michelangelo Weirdness to 11 to make those counter synergies really pop off. 3 copies of Mikey and Leo to give us some card draw from getting those counters. And at the top end, 1 copy of Appa Steadfast Guardian to airbend all of our things and then bring them back on their back half bigger and stronger than ever. That is the whole deck. Land a Kellan Joins Up, play a bunch of legendary creatures, put a bunch of counters on them, make those counters bigger. It is surprisingly effective, although incredibly janky, and this deck has a huge, if you draw multiple copies of the same card, you might actually be sad. So before we head over into the gameplay, as always, I'd like to invite you to like, subscribe, leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear if there's any other really fun, interesting brews out there on the standard ladder that you'd like to see us try here on the channel. Thanks as always for being here. Let's play some head games. Game 1, Everybody Joins Up. This is a Bant Legends Matter list built around Kellan's Join Up, which my cursor just happened to be over. We don't have any of the flip cards in our opening hand, but that's fairly well okay at this point. We are on the draw. We've got, Snakeskin Veil, Flash creatures. I don't dislike where we're at right here. I think we can keep this. Opponent starts with a Plains and Authority of the Console, which is a huge problem for us. We will start with a Temple Garden tapped. Yeah, well, I mean, this problem is a pain in the butt because it slows down Miles Morales. Like, that is a very kind of important part. All right, so they're playing Authority. So do we get Cavern of Souls down right now? I think we do. Oh, nope. Ah, gosh. See, I can't cast Kellan joins up on 3 with Cavern of Souls. That was a mistake. Already making errors. That's my fault. So that means we get Kellan's joins up on 3. Are we just playing against some kind of Boros control? Yep. All right, here's Tablet of Discovery. It mills. A land they can't play. We're going to go to end step. We're going to flash in Spectacular Spider-Man. That's going to gain them a life. Okay, so we definitely want to play Starting Town here and get in for 3. I don't dislike where we're at. Again, putting the Cavern of Souls down was a proactive way of dealing with a possible Jeskai control, and unless they are drawing very poorly, that's not what we're doing here. High Noon, 1 card per turn, you got it. Okay, so let's play. I think we actually, yeah, let's get the Hushwood Verge down and attack for 3. High Noon's gonna work against them. They don't realize it, but High Noon's gonna work against them. Yeah, we'll be snakeskin veiling that. No, thank you. Because High Noon with airbending works pretty well. Okay, the answer here is I'm actually going to airbend Spider-Man. That's how you do that. Okay, Hallowed Fountain, pay 2 life. Kellan joins up. We'll put Peter Parker under it. And we'll get in with Aang. Okay, everybody joins up. Now we're doing great. Tablet of Discovery. Gets Beza. Can't cast it this turn. Is this the end of next turn? Just this turn. Just this turn. We'll go to our end step. We're going to airbend in Spectacular Spider-Man, putting counters on everybody. And then we will cast Amazing Spider-Man for free. Counters on everybody again. Get in for 9. We are the aggro plan. We're going to put this in just regular style because we have lethal on board, including a counter spell for all intents and purposes. Sacrificing High Noon doesn't do anything at this point. Their High Noon really worked against them this game. I mean, but they couldn't know that. This deck is so off meta, you could never... Okay, there's a Soul Guide Lantern. They're going to exile a card. It's not going to matter. We're not going to do anything fancy. We're going to move right to combat. Yeah, we'll give everybody else hexproof and indestructible. It doesn't actually matter, right? There's nothing they can do. 9 damage on the board. Okay, they're just playing with their food a little bit here. That doesn't give them an out. They're just taking game actions. That's it. Okay, that's what the deck is supposed to do. Game 2, everybody joins up. The multiversal slop of all of the different IPs smashed together under Kellan Joins Up. So here's a really good example of what the deck's capable of. This is Kellan Joins Up into the Incredible Hulk, allowing us to play Incredible Hulk on 4 instead of 6. So this is certainly not a bad start. I could also cheat a land in here, because I can cheat Urban Retreat in. So I'm on the draw. Let's see if we can make that work. I'm going to try to play Zach Fair on 1, and then I'm going to try to cheat Urban Retreat into play. Opponent mulligans to 6, 1 white mana for them. So, starting town, Zach Fair. We're going to take some damage from our lands as we get started, but we're okay with that. Skyward Spider for our opponent. That feels very bad. Because it blocks Zach Fair. They just ruined our plan. Makes me a little sad. They just ruined our plan with a 2-drop. Oh, I have no response. I think we get an Urban Retreat down here and we just pass. Wow, they just really took all of my fun away. I don't love that. This deck still out here absolutely cooking on the ladder. This mono white deck, it's a pretty fantastic way budget deck to cuz you don't even need Spellbook Vendor. You could build this with all uncommons and still have it be a very strong list. Let's see a seam rip off the top. That's not a seam rip. Okay, so I have enough lands now that I don't think I need the second starting town. So we're going to play our land, play Kellan Joins Up. We're going to plot Bruce Banner. And we're not going to attack. Yeah, it feels very bad right now. It feels like we are very much in a bad position. If you've ever played against this mono white deck, you know what I'm talking about. They were on the play. I didn't keep a hand with any removal. There's actually not very much removal in the deck to begin with, so would love to draw Snakeskin Veil here, because it does have reach. So that's the nice thing about Incredible Hulk. If Snakeskin Veil or any kind of interactive spell, anything like an Aang would be fine. I mean, Get Lost would be fine. Our opponent is experiencing some internet connectivity issues, which you should really see a doctor about if you're over 40. I am not full of pride, and by that I mean if my opponent disconnects and I get to win this game. Oh nope, they're back. Never mind. Feather of Flight for our opponent. All their creatures are flying. They're gonna move to combat. He just gives indestructible, right? So it's not yeah, it's not okay. Lots of damage. What's the total? Just 7 right now. All right. Yep. And they're gonna pass. Snakeskin Veil is exactly what we needed. So it doesn't mean that we're not gonna lose. Let's just be perfectly clear here. Okay. The Incredible Hulk. Everybody gets a counter. We're gonna play a Hallowed Fountain tapped, and we're going to pass. This is why this is technically 4 colors. Sure. Skyward Spinner tries to remove the Hulk. We're going to Snakeskin Veil. I will not be removing my Sheltered by Ghost. Or I will not be removing my my Incredible Hulk. So we need to draw action here, or we're in a lot of trouble. Feather of Flight for our opponent. They want to see another card. That gives an additional bonus. Creatures up to 5 at this point. Using the Sorcerer's Roll doesn't do anything right now. Are they going to try to get in? Okay. I don't understand this choice. I don't. I don't understand this choice. I mean, it does take me to 4. Oh, boy. I mean, Snakeskin Veil is not a bad card, but it doesn't allow me to push my... It does not allow me to push my game plan forward. Another Hallowed Fountain tapped. No attacks. Optimistic Scavenger. Another Skyward Spider. Ooh, need to draw some action. Like right now, another land is not going to do it. We have seen a lot of lands this game. They've basically got us unless I draw something to interact with their board. Alright, Get Lost will do it. So it's kind of a question of, do they have the... it's kind of a question of, do they have... Is their last card... I have to do it now. Okay, their last card is not the protection spell. That's what I was digging at. We'll get this land into play, and from there, again, no attacks. Another Feather of Flight does a good thing for them. They're gonna pop off the map tokens. Land is good for us. Pop off the map token. What really does it for us right now? What really... Miles, I think, really does it for us. Just because, like, I need something to put pressure on. Aang is excellent here. I'm going to hold the Urban Retreat because I want to be able to kind of bounce a creature under the right circumstances. So, I think from here... I think I can't risk... Yeah, I don't think I can risk attacking at this point. Sure, Ethereal Armor on their Spider. Yep. Alright, now we're going to play Aang. We're going to airbend their Spider. We are going to pay the 2. Alright. Everybody gets bigger. That is a fantastic draw. They are done! I cannot believe we outgrounded that deck. Ooh. Tough win. Game 3, everybody joins up. This is our multiversal mashup featuring Kellan joins up, which the game sees fit to keep giving to me. It's one of the only 4-ofs in the list. So I'm not entirely surprised that the game keeps giving it to me, but it does keep putting us on the draw as well. All of these games are going to be nail biters because this deck is 100% jank. And no, like, at no point am I going to suggest that this deck is good. It is jank. So here's what's really cool. Oh gosh. Okay, Ambitious Augmenter means probably green sort of stompy, which I'm not actually super mad at. Always Badger Molcub on 2. Gets your land. Attacks for 2. We'll take no blocks here. So, Seam Rip is a solid hit here. Okay. So, starting town, Seam Rip. Get rid of the Badger Mole. It just slows them down, not attacking. Honestly, playing Zach Fair on one might not have mattered. So they gonna seam rip my seam rip? You got it. Okay. Another augmenter. And what else? A paw patch recruit. You got it. Opponent gets in for 4. Doesn't... Oh. Badger Mole just came back. Gets in for 2. Okay. So, if they Ouroboros, we're just dead, right? Like, if that... They've got everything set up at this point. So, I mean, I can airbend their Badger Mole. I mean, let's be honest here. This is my jank deck completely feeling terrible against the power of our opponent's deck. This is all this comes down to. So, we have to do something, right? It is unclear. So, Flood Farm Verge for sure. Probably should have played Starting Town there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 6 creatures. I block one of them. I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if they Ouroboros, I just die. So, yep, okay. We're gonna Kellan joins up. We're gonna tuck the She-Hulk under it. No attacks. Untapped land gives us... They didn't just slam an Ouroboros. So, like... I mean, they've got the mana for it. It's not complicated. Like, if they have Ouroboros, they just win here. So... They're either slow rolling us like an absolute professional, or... They could have the white spell, too. They could have practice offense. Okay, another Badger Mole. Makes your guy bigger. Makes your Verge bigger. And then, do you have a fight spell? That's it. Okay. Yep. You got it. You got it. Wait, am I not dead? Oh, I'm not dead. Right? I'm not dead. Okay. Not dead, but almost certainly. Okay. So, we go... She-Hulk. We go Mikey and Leo. Drawing on tap land? No. Yeah. That's it. Good game. On to game 4. Everybody joins up. Our multiversal Bant deck that's probably better described as a 4-color. 4th consecutive on the draw, by the way. Every single game we've played on camera today. I don't dislike this hand. We don't have the namesake card, but we do have a fair amount of like sneaky interactions, which I also think is very, very strong. And we've got Airbend for Miles Morales. So there's some really fun stuff we can do here. Black for our opponent. Duress takes our Airbender's Ascension. You got it. So now we're less sneaky because our opponent knows everything in our hand. We'll play Temple Garden tapped. If we get bad on turn 2, I'm going to be very sad. What do you got? Okay. Alright, they take Spider-Man. We'll play a land. Frankly, yeah, they really gutted us with those two discard spells. So, do I play something right now? I don't think that I do. Actually, I'm gonna play Michelangelo to give them something to deal with. Like, I don't want them to remove Mikey, but, like, I will also accept a removal spell in exchange for their turn. Gosh, Cruel Calls Heist again. Now you take Miles. I disagree with that choice. Although, it's probably better for them now. Okay, especially if they're gonna, like, Like, I think that there's a very real chance that they, board wipe here. Yeah, we'll just put counters on stuff and get in for 5. See what our opponent's up to. 4 mana. Fear.core. Ooh, Airbender's Ascension feels good here. So I can airbend my own. They have enough to cast Spider-Man. Let's see if I can... Let's see if I can do the thing. Airbend Miles. Play Ultimate Spider-Man. They've got a removal spell. Well, they've also got my Spider-Man holding up priority here. Okay, double counters. They're gonna take 14. Okay. We're okay with that. They chose not to flash in my creature to block. They've got it. They have to have a board wipe. Yep, there it is. Okay. Zach Fair. Miles Morales. Tap land. That's it. Pass turn. Board wipe number 2. Unholy Annex. Passing the turn. Draining for 2. They go up to 3. They've got an instant speed blocker. I have a Snakeskin Veil. Very curious to see what they do here. What do we have? Okay, they flash in Spectacular Spider-Man. You have to block Miles. Yep. The question is, yeah, so we're gonna Snakeskin Veil Zach Fair for the lethal damage. And if they remove Zach, I get to keep Miles instead. Go to damage. That is it. Oh! See, I scraped for every win with this jank. This is game 5. Everybody joins up against our Tonberry enjoying enthusiast opponent. Okay, not having a third land makes me very uncomfortable, but having 2 interactive, technically 3 interactive spells in our opening hand and Miles Morales, like, I think we're gonna keep this. I think that we can make this work. We'll tempo. This is the first time I've been on the play so far today, so there's a forest for our opponent and a Llanowar Elf. Okay, there is our second land, so we can play that tapped and seam rip that elf. Bolt the bird, right? Michelangelo weirdness to 11. We're okay with that. Okay, excellent. Now we get to do the deck. We get to do what the deck was designed to do. Here is Kellan joins up. We're gonna tuck Miles Morales. Because really, like, Ultimate Spider-Man is one of the best things that this deck can put under Kellan joins up. And we're sitting on interaction. Untapped land would be huge here because then we get to Jennifer Walters. Okay, here's Paw Patch Recruit for our opponent. They get in for 1. Untapped land is absolutely gigantic here. So I get to Miles Ultimate Spider-Man. And then Jennifer Walters, make everybody bigger again, and then we'll get in with Spider-Man, double everybody's counters. Here we go. Fourth land, Ouroboros. We're honestly okay with it. Okay, everybody gets counters if I allow this to resolve. So I think we're okay with hitting this now. Oh, and they've got it? Do you have it? They do. Look at this. They've got it. They've got the snakeskin veil. That's amazing. Wow. Pretty huge. $16. And they gain 6 and go to 18. I think we've got them. It may not seem like it, but I'm fairly confident that we do. Aang removes the blocker. Yeah. Lots of counters for our opponent. Everybody gets counters. So 5 doubles to 10. I'm pretty sure this is overkill, but I don't have anything else to do, so I'm going to do it anyway. That is it. 24 damage is enough. Game 6, everybody joins up. Our Legends Matters, Kellan joins up list. We don't mind this at all. Okay, on the play, Walters on 2, Kellan joins up on 3 into King T'Challa. We could I think we can get there. Let's go. Start with Temple Garden. I've been blessed by RNGesus today with decent land draws when I was brewing this deck, which this is actually, for those who are interested, this is an update. I built a, kind of Miles Morales joins up deck in Spider-Man Standard last fall. And so we just got a bunch of new superheroes that have that same, front side, back side. Okay. So I can actually, and I think that it probably makes sense to, I can hold off on Kellan joins up this turn and seam rip that token. And it may seem kind of silly to do so, but getting their creature off board really, with no chance of them getting it back, it really slows down. It's a tempo play, right? And furthermore, like, keeping Jennifer Walters online here is remarkably strong against what is probably that mono white auras list again. The mono white enchantment list. Here's another Origin of Spider-Man. Gets another spider, because now I can play my Temple Garden untapped, play Kellan joins up, get the Black Panther under there, and I think I attack. Oh, I guess their guy gets double strike. Are they going to make it so big that it just ruins me? I don't know. I don't think that's actually true. I don't think they can, like, it's gonna do me 6. They're gonna try to pump it up and make it a whole heck of a lot more. But if they take the turn off to try to remove Jessica, they're gonna be sad. Okay, they're going for big damage here. So I have to cast this as a sorcery because it's plotted. So I can't get the sneaky. Yeah, I know. We all know what you're doing. You're holding up one white for the protection piece, and we are all 100% okay with that. We'll take our 6. I think we're okay here. More pump? Okay. You're gonna do it now. You want to do me 10 instead? You got it. We'll take 10. I just realized that if they can give it flying, we're in trouble. Okay. Less in trouble. Much less in trouble. Okay. Black Panther. Front side Peter Parker. Now we have reach creature. Now we have a reach creature. Zack Fair. So let's not forget that, why did the spider get a counter? It just puts it on each creature. Kellan Joins Up is a very fun card. Yeah, we're gonna get in for 5. They only have 2 mana. Everything has to go right for them. Everything has to go right. The spider's getting double strike. They do have a 3rd land, so they've got 2 shots here. Yep. Yep. You got it. So it doesn't have vigilance. Okay. Let's not be hasty. We'll take the block. Fairly certain I have 9 on board here. They've got 1 blocker. I think I win, because if I flip Peter here, it turns into a 6/6, I think. Yeah. I think we're okay. I think we got it. Aang 100% wins. Okay, that's it. Beat that deck twice. This is it. Everybody joins up. Game 7. Okay, Peter Parker on 2. Kellan Joins Up on 3. I would love to draw like Miles Morales or something else to put on Kellan Joins Up, but we can definitely keep this. I don't have the 3rd mana for it because Cavern of Souls, as my rabid fan base likes to remind me, is a spell that exists in Standard and that I should play in every deck to unilaterally defeat control. All you need to do is run Cavern of Souls and you'll beat control. Right? That's how that works. Oh, our opponent has the same sleeves as us. Check out these sleeves. Eyeball. Eyeball. Can't see the second one. Okay. So we're taking a pause here, considering our hand in this, the last game I am recording today. Just taking our sweet time, you know. Oh, okay, let's go. Let's do some stuff. We'll start with Temple Garden tapped. We're just feeling really chill here in the last game, and that's probably because I have a winning record, because I'm 5-1 right now with this ridiculous janky deck. And listen, we played against one list I wasn't like really aware of, right? Jennifer Walters. So that's a good thing to put on Kellan Joins Up, I think. But again, I need to get there. So I'm not going to play Cavern of Souls yet. We are going to play Peter Parker and get the additional spider in place. And we're going to draw an untapped colored land to cast Kellan Joins Up. And if we can get Jennifer Walters under Kellan Joins Up, we're going to feel a little bit better. Okay, so Llanowar Elf in a Simic deck. Spider manifestation. Okay. It's like, there's just a million versions of this deck, and it might as well always be the same thing. Okay, this is awful. We're gonna put this on human, and we are gonna attack with this spider. What do you got? What are you doing? They bounced off my spider. Why would they do that? It's fine. Yeah, it's a pretty fantastic spell that to airbend. Get out of here. Because you can't recast. You can recast it this turn, but it doesn't do you any good. You got it. X is 0. Oh boy, does that feel bad for our opponent. I desperately need to draw a land here. Okay. What are we doing? I think we're playing Michelangelo. We're putting 2 counters on Aang. And we're getting in for 4. So, again, the nice thing here is if I draw an untapped colored land, which I think that's a little redundant. I think all of my untapped lands... I think I only have 1 Cavern of Souls in the list. It would be just my luck for us to draw the second one. I bragged about having okay, Nature's Rhythm for 2 gets Badger Mole Cub, sure. And so you get tap land, you got 2 more mana. What is it? Keen-Eyed Curator. Okay. Not an untapped land. I can't win. Oh my god, I can't win. Well, that's not fair. That's not fair. I won a bunch of games before I started this one, so my RNG is bad here, but whatever. I think I'm actually gonna hold, because if they do slam a big spell, do they have enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have enough for Craterhoof here, so okay. Keen-Eyed Curator number 2. Ouroboros. Yeah, we're done. I don't have an answer for Ouroboros in my hand, so it makes everybody big, and then next turn it makes everybody way bigger. So unless I draw an answer, which I definitely did not. Yep, good game. Yep. You just gonna sit there? Oh, gosh, that's annoying. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I good gated them early, and maybe that was bad manners, because I do have Michelangelo out, which means everything that I put out is going to make things huge, but everything's going to get very big next turn. So 1, 2, 3. So if they swing with everything, everything's at least a 4/4. I block 4 things. And I probably can't block the biggest 3, so those are 6 6s. I block at least one of those. I think I can survive. It depends a lot on what they draw right now. Okay, Gene Pollinator doesn't change the math. Okay. Their creatures are getting even larger. And they actually can't attack with everything, because I can make the blocks very bad for them. So I would not be surprised if they just decided not to attack. It might be the right move here. I very much need to, because I can't have more than one Kellan joins up, right? So what I mean by that is that I'm only ever going to get the double counters there. So yeah, so they're looking at Zach Fair and realizing that they probably don't have a great attack here. Yep. Yep. There's skip over the attack phase. Do they have any reach creatures? They do not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can I sneak? Oh, they do have a reach creature. They do have a reach creature. Let's not be hasty. Okay, that's it. They've got us now, I think. Yeah, they've got us. Because now, next turn, everything becomes big enough to... I needed to draw a removal spell. Yeah, okay. Take your out. So it becomes a 5/5 and 11/11. Okay, yep. So... Okay, so my only out here is to attack with Aang, and they just block, right? Oh, you don't? No block? Are we serious? Waterbend? Did you not? Oh, I can't believe they didn't block. I actually think maybe we win either way there. Hold on. That was an amazing win. I don't want to like discount it here, but okay. So because of Sensational She-Hulk, even if they block, I forgot that this gets trample on the backside. So it gets through for 13, and then the 5 damage that's done to it gets done anyway. So we win no matter what there. So I'm really glad I took the risk because it's possible I left that win on the table. All right, friends, opponents, how did we do? 6-1 on camera, absolutely absurd. This is a full jank list. For us to get that kind of winning record with 7 games in a row is wild. I would actually say that this deck is more competitive than it looks like, but using the word competitive in a sentence with this deck feels like a bad idea. It's not competitive, it's just funny. And it's strong enough that if our opponent stumbles and we are clever enough to kind of see the openings, we can sneak out some wins. And that happened several times today where we won not because our deck not because our deck was stronger than our opponent's, but because our opponent made a significant error at the wrong moment, or just because the synergy on the table wasn't very clear. That last game was an example of this, and again, as I explained as I was wrapping up the video, I think we were going to win anyway. Didn't really matter if our opponent blocked. But all in all, I just love this list. I played a version of this back in Spider-Man Standard, just built around Miles, and I remember somebody saying, hey, there's new superheroes coming up. Somebody put a comment on one of our videos that, you know, there's new superheroes coming up. Maybe it's time for an update. And I'm really glad that they suggested it, because this update is enormously fun, because adding Aang to this deck with Kellan joins up is just remarkably good. And I actually was pretty happy with all of the different card choices. We even got to see the Incredible Hulk today, which I was really surprised by. I didn't really expect this, and I'm actually really happy with just the one copy of this because this is really only good if you get the back half of it. But the rest of the cards were fairly impressive. I was a little underwhelmed by Jennifer Walters, but this is one of those cards where it's not necessarily explosive early in the game. It just goes over the top at the end. And here is the example of that last game, because this was on board, it didn't matter if our opponent blocked. Now, I didn't know that as I was attacking. I was just banking on them making the mistake and going, oh, I can take one hit from Aang. Like, no, you can't. It's about to be a giant creature. But if they would have blocked, this would have done the bottom half here. When it's dealt damage, you can have it deal that much damage to any target, which includes your opponent's face. So very, very, very unique and interesting thing that is hard for your opponent to play around if they're, you know, if they haven't seen the card before. Again, overall, I think that the list is not actually competitive, but boy, is it a lot of fun. I'm going to continue to play it on the ladder a little bit because people don't expect it, because it's certainly not a meta deck. Kellan joins up. Everybody joins up today from all over the multiverse, and what we ended up with is a legendary creature mashup that actually got us some wins, so happy to see that. If you are listening to me ramble here at the end of the video, it's one of the best things that you can do to support the channel. It really helps the algorithm tell people that maybe they should check out Head Games over here on YouTube. So thank you again for being here, and remember, take care of your head. Hey gang, thanks so much for tunneling in. Click that subscribe button to support the channel and check out our last standard video featuring the Serpent Society in Golgari Midrange.